Hi there, I'm Moira Newis and I'm a nutritional therapist who helps professionals to beat burnout and fatigue and reboot their energy. If that sounds like you, then hopefully you'll find this video useful. Today I'd like to talk to you about how you can become more resilient using positivity and gratitude. This is the first part and I will post the second part next week. Emerging from the darkness of winter this year, with not just the seasonal change affecting us, but also the climate of fear and anxiety. We are now emerging into the light, both literally and metaphorically. The days are lengthening, and we are seeing the first signs of spring, with snowdrops flowering and daffodil leaves poking their heads above ground. Birds are starting to think about nesting, and other animals are preparing to give birth and bring new life into the world. Plus, we've vaccinated a large percentage of the at-risk population. And as we head towards spring and summer with the seasonal effect, the infection rates and levels of serious illness from COVID should start to drop rapidly. All of this helps to give me a sense of hope, gratitude and positivity. So my thoughts have been about how we can stay resilient through difficult times and how positivity and gratitude can help us achieve this. I particularly love this quote, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf," by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who is a professor of medicine at the Centre for Mindfulness in Medicine, Healthcare and Society. For me, it really brings home how important it is to be able to ride the waves of stress that hit you in life, and how resilience is a behaviour that all of us can succeed at learning. The definition of resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, or for an object to spring back to its original shape with elasticity. But we can also consider it as a process that we can use to harness resources to sustain our well-being, as well as a continued process of interaction with our environment. You might think about resilience in the context of how we as humans bounce back from shocks as diverse as the COVID crisis or financial crisis, to the everyday mini stressors of being stuck in a traffic jam, finding you've lost your car keys, having a disagreement with your partner, or reading negative news on your phone. But the good thing is, we know that resilience is not a personality trait, although our traits might influence it. But it can actually be learned as a life skill. And the good news is that you can start learning it today. In my own journey through life, I've had to learn these skills when I suffered from burnout and fatigue. I didn't understand about resilience back then, and I would very much have benefited from someone teaching me about it. Staying resilient through difficult times is not always easy. Sometimes it can be very difficult to bounce back from adverse circumstances, which might include shock, grief, or chronic stress. Resilience is different for everyone. We each have a balance point beyond which we find it difficult to return to our normal, happy, social functioning state. If we experience too big a stress load in life, then it can overwhelm us and we can end up stuck in a hypervigilant stress state or even a shutdown or withdrawn state. These two states of stress occur when we are overloading our body in some way and it can no longer cope and bounce back as quickly as we should be able to. The resilience zone is a concept that's come from research into trauma and adverse childhood events, but makes a lot of sense when we apply it to consider resilience related to fatigue and burnout. We have two different parts to our autonomic nervous system. One part reacts to stressors, treating them as danger and creating what is known as the fight or flight response. This results in the release of stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which work to prime our body for battle or to fight a tiger like our hunter and gatherer ancestors might have done. This is our sympathetic nervous system, and it influences all of the organs in our body and is the main reason why distressing events are associated with mental and physical health problems. When stressful, traumatic, or distressing events bounce an individual out of their resilience zone, it can lead to physical, emotional, cognitive and behavioural symptoms that can affect health and well-being in many negative ways. And if we keep subjecting ourselves to repetitive or cumulative stressors, it can wire in an unhelpful response in our bodies. And this makes us more reactive to stress and stuck in a state of either hyperarousal, being bumped up above the resilience zone, or hypoarousal, where you are stuck below it. Or sometimes we can even bounce between the two extremes, as our nervous system attempts to try and find a balance. This is when you start to see the symptoms of burnout occurring, such as fatigue or low energy, depression, brain fog and detachment. But you can shift your response to stresses so that you remain in your resilience zone. And this is key to help you get your energy back and avoid burning out again. I hope this has helped you understand resilience better. Next time, I will give you some strategies to improve your resilience using positivity and gratitude. Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video and if it was useful for you. If you're watching on Instagram or Facebook, please give me or my page a follow. And above all, head over to my website at www.moiranewis.co.uk and sign up for my newsletter, where you'll get helpful information and advice to help you prevent burnout and fatigue and get your energy back again.